Hey you guys, this is the second in my Barely Beginners series. So you've done the first class hopefully, and this is just a little addition. We're just going to try five or six new poses. We did a lot of them on our back in the first class, so we're going to do a few on all fours actually, on kind of our in a kind of a an all fours position. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So once again, taking a moment just to settle yourself and just to see where you're at today, checking in if you have any aches and pains, is your body tired? So, you know, if there's any stress going on with you, because all these things affect how you perform on the mat. So just be aware of it. I'm not going to lecture for a change. So we're just going to come and lie on the mat. And we're going to do a few side stretches today as well. So coming to lie on the mat, and by the way, before you start, if you do have a low stool or a couple of pillows, just put me on pause and do that now, and just have them handy just in case, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. Okay, so coming to lie on your mat. Okay, so your legs, if you can lengthen them out, grand. If not, stick a pillow under them so that they're bent up and somewhat straightened, but that your back is comfortable. So just lying in that position, just resting for a second, and then trying a little bit of an overhead stretch with your hands, stretching out whatever way they want to rest on the ground, and taking a couple of deep breaths. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Okay, so we're going to do what's called the banana stretch. And for this one, we're putting ourselves into the shape of a banana. So we're moving our feet to one side. Well, actually, before you do that, lift up your bum and maybe lift it over to the left-hand side of your mat. And then what you want to do is move your hands away from it over to the right and your feet slightly away. So you're slightly on a curve. Now, you might find you can't actually move the legs and the hands at the same time. So if that's the case, leave your legs where they are and just do a stretch with the arms. So you're no longer in a straight position, you're in a slightly bent position. So whatever version of that you can do, just do it now. Don't judge, okay? No judgment, my friends. This is it's paying a little bit of care to the body that has kept us fed, kept our kidneys working, kept our livers working, doing all those nice things for us over the years. So we are not going to judge it, okay? So here we go. We're just going to stretch our hands away from our bum in the opposite direction. And if you can also walk your feet away, taking a couple of breaths in that position. You might find, so if you're stretching your hands over to the right and your feet to the right, you will be stretching out the left-hand side. So the left-hand side of you is on that banana stretch. Take a couple of breaths into the part of your lungs that are under your armpits. Okay, and then coming back to center, and then let's just bring the bum over to the other side, and then just walk the hands away from it and the feet away from it, and whatever version of that you can do. Okay, no judgment. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. Well done. We have managed to get this far without giving out about ourselves. Right, so in whatever way you can, roll over, come to your side, take your time, and you're going to come up onto all fours. Now this is a position that is actually quite difficult for some people, and it is a one that we use a fair bit of in yoga. And this is understandably something that people can be, some of these poses seem quite easy, but they can be hard for your body. So if you can go on all fours, great. If you can't, you can either get a low stool. Now this is a small bit high for me because I'm short. Ideally the stool would be down around that height, so I'm kind of, a bit lower than this. You work it out. If you can only get one that's that height, that's fine as well, okay? Or you can leave that out of the way And you can get kind of 2 wide enough pillows, but wide enough so you can balance on them like that. So you're still kind of in that same all fours position, but now you're resting on your forearms, okay? So if you need to do that, please do that when I am doing the poses on all fours. Now, if you can put weight through your hands, because this does involve putting weight down through your hands, if you can, please try and take the weight over the kind of the underneath the kind of the knuckle part of your hands there, in particularly on your index finger and your thumb. That's where you'll get most of your strength, through the hands. So you've got the hands in position, or you're on your forearms. Now on your forearms, you have to, your arms are going to be at a certain degree, an angulation of rotation, and you can't change that. I didn't know there was a word, angulation. Anyway, okay. But if you can go on all fours, what I would like you to do is not have your arms out kind of bending like that, but that they're actually rotating in, so that the creases of your elbows are facing forwards, okay? Creases of your elbows are facing forwards. What that does is it activates these muscles here. I'm going to get all this out of the way so you can see me a bit better. Thank you very much, pillows. So there we go. So here you are, you're on all fours and you are turning the creases of your elbows forwards like that. And that's the starting position. Okay, so either that or you are on. Now, that reminds me, if you need to place padding under your knees, get something soft, or roll up your yoga mat a few times so that you can also spend a couple of minutes on your knees. So after a while, you might find that you can take more weight through your hands, and you don't need to kind of use the pillows, or, you know, these things happen, you know, over time. Rome wasn't built in a day. So pad yourself up, get yourself ready, and here we are on all fours. Okay, so here we're on all fours. Our wrists are down below our shoulders. And that brings me to, if you have a hand or a wrist problem, don't push it, but do try 1 or 2 of the poses with the wrist on the ground every now and then. Just check and see, can I do it now? Can I do it now? And maybe gradually your wrist will start to be able to take more weight, even if it isn't able to do so straight away. Your other option is to come up on your knuckles. So some people find they can come up on their knuckles and they can take weight through their knuckles a bit better than flat hands, and then eventually maybe they'll be able to do flat hands, or maybe they won't. Okay, so just see, you can still do a lot with these. So here we are, I'm going to stop talking. Here we are on all fours. So we're going to do cat cow. So the first one is angry cat. So we're going to press our hands into the ground, press our feet into the ground. We're going to lift our belly button towards the sky, and we're going arching up like an angry cat. And then we're going to drop our belly, stick our bum out behind us, and look forward. That is the cow side of things. Don't ask me why, okay? That doesn't look like a cow to me, but anyway, so we're going to go back into cat, pushing the ground away from us, lifting our belly, looking behind us, and then dropping the belly towards the floor, sticking the bum out behind you and looking forward. If you can, let's come back up for a minute. You can just wiggle your hands around. And if you can, you can try that up on your knuckles for the first few, and then maybe try 1 on the flat hands, but just see how you go. And actually what I meant to say is, if you can, keep your elbows straight if you can. If you have to bend, that's fine. But if you can keep your elbows straight for at least 1 or 2 of them, that would be really good. It really kind of activates the arm muscles. So whatever version of this you can do in the way that I have explained, let's just do it now. No pain, no judgment, no negative feelings of, oh my God, I should be able to do this. No way. No, sir. Not in this class. This is saying to your body, thanks for trying. You're doing good. Okay. I'm starting to talk like an American. Sorry. Nothing wrong with Americans. Just, I'm Irish. I shouldn't be talking with an American accent. So there we go. Here we go. We are on all fours, and let's go back into child's pose. Now, child's pose is a rest pose, and you come back like that, pulling your bum back towards your heels. Now, here is where you have a few different versions. For some people, if you have very big thighs and calf muscles, then going back might really strain your knees and may not be comfortable. So in your case, you might find that by keeping your knees apart and then sticking your bum back in between them so your knees are wide apart. So it's a wide leg child's pose. Or you might find that you need to just put a pillow and kind of go like that and then go down to child's pose, where you rest your head and you put your arms out in front of you and you just rest like that. So that's child's pose. Child's pose is a rest pose, but also you can do some great stretches in this one. So you can maybe walk your hands forwards and stretch underneath the armpits and take a couple of breaths in that position. Or if your knees are comfortable to do so, and mine aren't at the moment, but if they are, you can actually work on getting your bum back towards your heels. But if you are a very, very flexible person and you have rather large thighs or muscles there, don't push that aspect of it, trying to get the bum right back. You won't be able to, because it just won't be possible from a mechanics point of view. So don't push that. Always keep that comfortable. Okay, so let's go back into child's pose. Let's get that pillow there. Resting, resting, resting. Head is on the ground. Arms are kind of stretched out. Head is on the ground. And now let's turn that into a lovely side pose. So we are going to walk our hands over towards the right hand side, keeping our bum where it is and our heels, walking towards the right hand side. Okay, and back to center, and then let's walk it over to the other side. Breathing into the part of your rib cage that's just under the armpit on the stretched outside, okay? And coming back. Great stuff. And resting the head. Just enjoying that pose, okay? Will we try one more cat-cow just since we are in this position, just because we've had a break? So again, finding whatever hand position is comfortable, maybe resting on your forearms on pillow, and let's just do one more cat-cow. So lifting up, pushing the ground away from us, pulling the belly up towards the ceiling, looking back, and then dropping the belly and looking forwards. Very nice, you guys. Okay, so we are going to finish up on a lunge. Now this is a pose that is done quite a bit in yoga, and not everybody can just do what I've done there. Okay, it takes a bit of maneuvering. So see how you go, all right? So you might find that you have to hold on to something to get yourself up into a lunge position. That's fine. Or you might need to put a chair in front of you to help you to hold that position. That's okay, all right? So whatever version of a lunge that you can get into while you're kneeling. And again, if you need padding under your knee, put padding under your knee. There we go. And here we go. So if you need to rest on this, do. And really the aim of this is to try and stretch out your hips. So if you are resting on a chair like I am, you can then just play around with just lunging forwards a little bit. Now that's going to be stretching out the leg that's behind the front of the thigh, but it might be stretching out the back of your thigh on the leg that's forwards, okay? But just keep it kind of comfortable and just explore what you can do. And only when you've kind of maybe done this class a few times, maybe you could see about doing it with your hands on the ground. But see, that may not be possible for your body, so don't worry about it if it's not, okay? The main thing is to find a version of that lunge that's comfortable for you and that you can breathe and get your shoulders away from your ears and look forwards, and hey presto, you're in a lunge, okay? So whatever version of that you can do, as I said, you can do it this way, And you can get your hips out to the side, you can do whatever. Okay, but trying to get your shoulders away from your ears and breathing in that lunge. I prefer to have my foot flat on the ground. Some people it works better if their toes are up, their back toes are up. So just see how you go. And let's just do that on the other side. So I'm going to get back down onto all fours. My knees are nicely padded. Sometimes I find getting the front leg up, if you actually bring your hands over towards the other side, and then you can maneuver that leg forwards, and that's a bit easier. And that might be an easier way to get into the lunge position. But as I said, if you need to lean on something and breathing and allowing yourself to stretch into that position. Now yoga isn't all about stretches, it's actually about strengthening. But this one is a kind of a stretching one. But you've always got to balance improving your flexibility with improving your muscle strength. Because if you improve your flexibility without giving a bit of strength in the muscles to support that flexibility, you're going to end up with joint trouble. So you hyperflexible people out there, I will be having a series about hyperflexibility, but this will keep you going in the meantime. Okay, perfect. And coming back down, there we go. So to finish with, if you can, let's just do one full kneeling pose, and you can use a prop for this one if you want. And then you can just stay in this position, trying to get your bum forwards, just trying to get your bum forward. So there's a little bit of strength involved in this, because if you're weak, you kind of want to be sticking back like this. So you're really trying to just come forward. And if you can let go, brilliant. Okay, if you can let go, great. If you can keep your shoulders away from your ears, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And for the last one, if you feel like bringing the arms overhead, only if you can support yourself here. Now remember, by pulling up the pelvic floor, sucking it up towards your belly and sucking your belly in and under your ribs, that will really give you a bit of stability there. But if you need something to hold on to, please do so until the day comes when you can let go while keeping yourself fairly straight. Okay? And as always, no pain when you're doing any of this, always respecting your body's ability to stay in a position of comfort, because you'll actually get more out of things if you progress slowly rather than trying to kind of try something too fancy or new. And believe me, I made that mistake. So yeah, don't do it. Okay. So to finish off, once I stop talking, you may lie down and relax for a few minutes and just enjoy the sensations that your body will give you after giving it that small bit of exercise. Maybe it's a large bit of exercise for your body this evening, but just, yeah, enjoy it. Take a few minutes, enjoy your breath, and join me for part 3, where we'll be doing some sitting poses. So I shall talk to you soon. Bye now.